Hello guys, Luke here, and this isn't a video I want to do in particular, but it's a video I feel like a lot of you want me to do, and let's kind of talk about the Bulldogs in real life at the moment, their current situation. Now, I just got done watching the game against the Eels, and I don't even know what to say, really. I know that's weird making a video and saying I don't know what to say, but like this team, I can't even put my finger on what's wrong with this team. I feel like there's so many things wrong with this team at the moment. I don't even know if it's an attitude thing or if it's a coaching thing or if it's just the personnel, the players aren't good enough, or I don't know what's the matter with this team. I suppose it's a combination of everything I've just said there. But yeah, for a long time I've been on the Hasler out sort of bandwagon, and I think at this point it's just he's just not doing it. Who do you bring in though? I don't know who you bring in. I suppose that's a bigger problem. Who do you bring in? But for Hasley, he's got all the facilities, all the resources, and he's had enough time to build his team. He did better with Kevin Moore's team in 2012 than what he has with any of his own teams. I think that says a lot. Where we got the minor premiership in 2012, and we've kind of regressed every year a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, apart from the 20, like in 2012, that was the year we should have won. 2014, we got quite lucky. We had an easy run into the grand final, and we got towed up in the grand final. I still think if Michael Lance did play, we might have won that grand final. But what can you do? It's the Rabbitohs' year that year, and it hasn't been the Bulldogs' year since 2004. And it feels like I don't know if it's something that as a Bulldogs fan we're just getting a little bit too greedy or whatever. Because you'll get a lot of the other teams, and they have bigger droughts than us and that, but it's just one of those ones where I'm like, man, it doesn't feel like it's going to come anytime soon. Not with this team. And even with the signs we made for next year with the foreruns and Woods and that sort of stuff, it doesn't feel like they're going to change much unless there's a complete overhaul of the coaching. I say coaching, I should say tactics by Hasler. I really cannot see anything major happening. We're losing Josh Reynolds, which, as much as it pains me, might be for the best in terms of going forward. I don't think we can win a premiership with him in the halves. However, we've still got Moses Mbai on big money. Is he going to play in the halves? Is he going to play at hooker? I think he's a hooker. But that leaves a half spot open. Who's going to partner Kieran Foran? We signed New Brown as well. We do have some other lads. Cleveland, I think, is doing quite well in reserve grade. But at the moment, like our biggest problem is our spine. We have Hopperwhite who can't ball play. I actually don't mind Hopperwhite. I think he'd be a great centre. But we've re-signed him for next year. Whether he plays fullback, I don't know. We don't really have anybody better though to play fullback, which is the problem, and that's a problem we've had since Ben Barber left. A player who we've kind of always had wingers or centers or whatever playing out of position, whether it be Sam Perrott or Brett Morris or Will Hopper Whitey or who you name it. We haven't really had a proper fullback, which I think really doesn't help the side at all. Yeah, and the fact that the hook position's been probably got the worst hooker in the comp in Michael Leacher. That's like I'm not even trying to be like disrespectful to Leacher, but because truly feel that Hasler puts the shackles on the hookers, but I mean even just his passes are just I don't know. I'm not a fan. I was excited when he signed for us, and I suppose that says a lot of things about the Bulldogs. I've said this a lot in streams and in videos. Just our rich recruitment, whether it's letting go of players, signing players, is just diabolical. The amount of the quality players that we've let go is just it's ridiculous. Like we've tried to sign players like all the Matadia brothers and Fafita, and Fafita would have been a pretty good signing, not for the money, but And then we end up signing like Woods and Foreign on huge money while we let go of people like Finucane and Marty Tapau and Damien Cook and so many players who've gone on to bigger and better things at other clubs who didn't even get an opportunity at ours. I know Finucane did, but a few others didn't. Um, but yeah, like the performance tonight against the Eels, and you go back from our last win against the Knights was not good. It took a last few minute miracle play by Moses Mbai, which was just pure luck, and obviously he's fast as hell, so he's not going to get caught. But yeah, we didn't play good that game, and I can't really think of any performances this season where we've went, yep, that's a great 80-minute performance. That was great. Maybe against the Broncos early at the start of the season, but yeah, it's just not good enough, especially when like all the speculation in media is Hasler in or out. Is he going to get fired? Um, team needs to perform for him, that sort of stuff, and we dish up that shit. It's just terrible. I know the conditions weren't great, but the Eels, they put on a masterclass even in those conditions. Our completions are just terrible, and Hasler's really big on completions, but I mean, at the end of the day, like we weren't even playing anything fancy and we're dropping the ball. So I think that's one of the most frustrating things as well is the fact that our attack is so bad. Not only are we losing games, but we're losing games in a super boring way. It's not like even in the Knights, like with the Knights, they're not very good, but they try hard, they throw the ball around a little bit, and at least you can see and you can watch their game and say, that was a pretty entertaining game. With the Bulldogs, you're not going to get that, as I just bumped the bloody camera. But if we do end up winning a game, it's usually a grinding out a victory or a lucky victory like that Knights one where we spend ourselves, we find ourselves being frustrated for about 75 minutes before we have a little sort of spurt at the end where we sort of go on and score a few quick tries and we either make the game kind of close or we win the game or whatever. But there's a lot of frustration in the Bulldogs camp, I think, with the players and the fans and the board and probably the coaching staff as well. But I don't know what the solution is because next year it doesn't really seem like it's going to get any better. But I don't know. I'm kind of just talking, just kind of just off the top of my head. Don't know if there was any raw points to this video, but I thought I'd just throw my 2 cents out there on the Bulldogs. It's just one of those ones as a supporter. I'm wearing the jersey. I'm obviously still proud of the Bulldogs to support them, but it's getting bloody hard to try and find the motivation. Doesn't that sound stupid? Find motivation to watch your own team play, your favourite team. There's not been too many years where I think the last time I was like this was 2008. And at least in 2008, where we got the wooden spoon, you can say that there's no excuses, but we had excuses. Like 3/4 of our team was injured. Our best player, Sonny Bill, walked out on us. There's no equivalent to this year. We haven't really had injuries. We haven't had any star players walk out on us. I don't know. I don't really know what to say with this team. Leave in the comment section below. If you were the Bulldogs, what would you do? If you were the coaching staff, what would you do? Or, speaking of the coaching staff, who should the Bulldogs sign as coach if they were to get rid of Des Hasler? And I don't know what to think of the Bulldogs. Yeah, I'm just repeating myself at this point, so I think I'm going to end the video. But yeah, like I said, leave in the comment section below all the answers to those questions I just asked. If you did happen to enjoy the video as well, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I do talk about some in-real-life footy stuff as well as Rugby League Live 4 stuff. If you're kind of new to the channel after watching my Rugby League Live 4 videos. But yeah, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's Mr. Luke on YT, MrLukeonyT. My Facebook page is in the description below. And I'll see you for my next video. Bye, guys.